What is going on, everybody? My name, of course, is Nate here again, and today I would like to talk more about whether or not Bethesda should consider remastering yet another title and giving a different game the special edition treatment as they did Skyrim. With E3 2017 just around the corner, a lot of people over on Reddit, and even here in my own comment section, seem very hopeful that that will be the case, and a new remaster will be announced at this year's convention. And I'd like to make it very clear that I highly doubt that would be the case. I'd still like to be proven wrong in this regard, but I digress. Today we're going to be talking about another Bethesda Game Studio remaster, just in general, not inherently correlated to this year's E3 convention, just overall within the next span of however many years, and if we can ever hope that to be a thing. We've had similar discussions over on this channel before, and I think that Skyrim Special Edition might have been a very special occasion, if you will, because Bethesda had already ported most of Skyrim over to the Xbox One before the remaster was ever seriously considered. It was a bit of a side project just to build familiarity with the console's architecture when it was still a new thing. The Xbox One and PS4 had just released, Bethesda wanted to get good at using them, so they practiced by porting Skyrim over. So by the time Bethesda says, hey, let's release this remaster of Skyrim, they had made the choice in full knowledge that a huge amount of the work was already taken care of for them. Furthermore, Skyrim and Fallout 4 ran on the same engine, the Creation Engine, and while Fallout 4's rendition certainly saw the Creation Engine heavily tweaked and modified and improved upon in general, it was still at its core the same engine Skyrim ran on, making it much easier for Bethesda to make the graphical and performance improvements they did for Skyrim Special Edition. This would not be the case for a remaster of any other title. No other Bethesda Game Studio game uses the same modern creation engine that Skyrim and Fallout 4 did. So say Bethesda wanted to remaster Fallout 3 or Oblivion, Bethesda would first have to rebuild these games on a modern engine in order to see any noticeable visual or performance upgrades, which, as you can imagine, is a ton of additional work. Whereas Skyrim Special Edition was just a lot of minor tweaks and polishing, to remaster any other game, Bethesda would essentially be putting in all the work necessary to make an entire new game of their own, minus the voice acting and writing. And essentially, Bethesda has to step back and consider whether or not it might just be more practical to use those resources on developing a new game rather than remastering one. And I think they should. We're already waiting until 2019, or God forbid the 2020s, for The Elder Scrolls 6. And I myself would prefer Bethesda just throw whatever they would at a remaster into The Elder Scrolls 6 to get a game out either earlier or in a better quality. But of course, that's not inherently to say that a remaster of Fallout 3 or Morrowind wouldn't be welcomed by myself. If Bethesda were to announce something like this at this year's E3 or next year's, which again, I doubt they will, but let's just put on our tinfoil caps among our Cleveland Brown Super Bowl champs t-shirts and other things that don't exist and say they do, I would probably immediately forget about my reservations and just jump on that hype train. And I actually think that a lot of Bethesda's older games actually hold up remarkably well from a purely gameplay perspective in our modern age. It's just that from a visual one, not so much, you know? The only reason you're watching Skyrim gameplay in the background here and not something else is because I'm able to slap on heavily modified ENB and retextures onto that game and make it look playable and be something enjoyable to watch. And to be honest, anything from earlier games just can't keep up visually. Previous games' graphics have not aged particularly well. So it's very easy to understand why so many people would like to see a remaster of an older game. It probably would play very well, and it probably would be an overall great game to play. But personally, I think I would still prefer Bethesda utilize those resources on making The Elder Scrolls 6 or whatever other projects they're working on right now as good as humanly possible. That way, maybe 20 years down the line from there, we'll want those games to be remastered on, like, I don't know, artificial reality, whatever the hell we're playing on by then. I don't want to look back and say, oh, insert name studio used to make the best games. No, I want to say insert name studio is making the best games, and I think that's the big thing that I'm personally looking for. I want whatever content they produce now to be of good quality. Whereas, if I feel like if I divert those resources into something like Morrowind or Oblivion remastered, and then The Elder Scrolls 6 comes out and it's not up to standards or up to snuff, I am going to be very, very frustrated. Anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap the video up on that note. I hope you all enjoyed. Definitely leave a comment down below with your opinions on what Bethesda should do about remasters. Should they stay focused on TES 6 and their current endeavors and wait for it, or would it be worth it to draw from that already full plate if it means getting to play an older game with a fresh coat of paint? Hell, maybe they can outsource a remaster to a third-party studio. I don't know, all I am is a guy with a research paper due in a week that I'm ending this video to get started on. So again, I hope you all enjoyed, like if you liked, dislike if you did not, and I hope to see you all in my next video. Peace out, everybody.